Hey everybody, how's it going? In today's video, we'll have a look at a brand new bonus series featuring brand new Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. Of course, the car you can win really for free or something close to free if you have patience to bot train and you're okay with some severe corner cutting on some goals, then yeah, you can win this car for without spending any gold. Uh, in fact, you can win the gold for running through the event, right? So it's a net gold positive, and you get a new car type of bonus special event. But that's for another video. We'll talk about the bonus series upon winning this car you will have access to, called Let's Go Jesko. Yes, you will find it under new Season 3 of Road Collection. There it is, Let's Go Jesko. The car does feature both versions of Jesko, the non-absolute version, the older one. And as long as you own one of the two cars, the bonus series is unlocked. I only mentioned that because on their Real Racing 3, Fire Monkeys, Real Racing 3 release note for the version, they do mention that you have to complete the special event in order to have access to it. Actually, you don't. You as long as you own the car, one of the cars featured, you have access to it, like normal bonus series should. So that's a plus. All right, and yeah, in terms of winning this car, yeah, as I said, that's for another video. So here we go. Let's go, Jesko. Attack the tracks with these absolute fast cars. Fast cars they are indeed. Both versions. All right, so the series itself, the total reward, 82 gold and 82,000 racing dollars. And the first 25% completion gets you 10 gold and 10,000 racing dollars, and 50% completion gets you 16 gold and 16,000 additional racing dollars. 75% completion gets you additional 22 gold and 22,000 racing dollars, and finally the 100% gets you the remaining 34 gold and 34,000 racing dollars total. And the series has 20 tiers, with the 2 time trial tiers, right, for each car featured in the series, and the showcase tier for also each car. So in order to 100% complete, not only do you need to meet the PR requirement of 101.7, which only the new Jesko Absolut can meet, but you do need to own both cars, since showcase and time trial are dedicated exclusively to the car featured in that tier. So if you don't own the older version of Jesko, then you're not going to be able to complete these 2 tiers. So yeah, all right, and yeah, so that's the quick rundown. And by the way, first 25% completion, you will have to get through the first 5 tiers, and then as we go through unlock the series, I'll show you the PR requirement to get that done. And then 50% completion, you would have to get to tier 10, halfway, right? That makes sense. There are 20 tiers. And then 75% completion, you actually can get that done in tier 16 because of those showcase tiers having 1 less race. Then they have 2 races instead of 3, as they do in normal tiers. And then, of course, there are 2 time trial tiers, which is just a single event, right? So the tier 16 is where you can claim 75% completion. And then, of course, tier 20 is where you get 100% completion. So here, I'll just go through this series and just unlock each tier with gold. Because, playthrough would be, going all 20 tiers will take forever. And I'll go through each series or each tier in a separate video in the playlist that is to follow. But for now, tier 1, we got autocross. So that's a pretty short event. at Red Bull Ring National Circuit. Speed Snap at Hockenheim Grand Prix, also pretty short event. And then the Cup at Brickyard Road Course. It's going to be a 2-lap Cup. And while we have this, we can compare the two Jeskos. So the regular Jesko 100.2 PR is how it's maxed out. The car itself costs normally 1,100 gold. And of course, with a showcase discount, you can get it for 880. Service time, 3 hours. Both cars actually have 3-hour service time. As you can see, 2,062 racing dollars to get that done. And also 3 hours on the other Jesko, but slightly more, right? 20,090 racing dollars. So like whopping whole 28 more racing dollars. Not 2,800, just 28. So they're fairly close to each other. And of course, the cost of Jesko Absolut, the new version, is 1,200 gold. So if you for some reason miss out on winning this car through the special event, then you would have to buy it for 1,200 gold or get the showcase discount, which will bring it down to 960 gold, or wait for, I guess, flashback in the future, which these things will come back. So not a huge deal, right? Anywho, and on my Absolut Jesko, I just put the tier 1 racing dollars on this car. Brings PR up to 92.1 for the cost of total 801,200 racing dollars. And the base PR is 88.3 for the Absolut version, and the non-Absolut version, the base PR is 84.1. As you can see, it maxes out at 100.2, which is not quite enough to meet the PR requirement to complete this series, because it requires 101.7, as I mentioned earlier. And yes, Absolut Jesko can get up there. It maxes out at 103.2. And to meet the PR requirement of 101.7, it's going to cost you some 1,260 gold. Basically, you have to pretty close to max out. Only thing that you don't need to get are the final gold upgrade on drivetrain. Suspension, you don't need the final gold upgrade. But otherwise, you pretty much need to max out all the other categories or components, right? So you need to get engine maxed out, you need to get body maxed out. So those are 10 upgrades there. And then exhaust, brakes, tires, and wheels, they all need to be maxed out, which is another 10, right? And then the other category that you don't have to max out, you still need to get 3 upgrades on each. So 26 upgrades total, right? So that's not cheap. So don't expect me to put those upgrades on this car anytime soon. I will be waiting for upgrade discount, which is bound to come down the pipes at some point. So if they offer, some aggressive discount like they have been offering, like some are like 40 to 50% discount on upgrades. With these cars, it's still pretty pricey. To max out this car, it normally costs 1,700 gold. So even at 50% off, that's what, like 850 gold? Yeah, that is a lot for a single car. And no, we're never gonna see 850 gold recouped from this car, unless you land, I guess, top 1% or top 0.1%, right? On weekly time trial, this car is featured in the future multiple instances, right? If it's featured maybe a couple of times, then you can recoup 600 gold from there. And the exclusive series, you get a few more. This series, a few more, and then and how you won the car, you probably 100 extra gold there. So yeah, I mean, if you can pull that off, then sure. But there are only very few that will be able to manage that. So I wouldn't count on it. But still, yeah, upgrade discounts is what you want to take advantage of. Try not to get too impatient and just buy everything the first time you see things. All right, so let's move on to tier 2. What do we have? We got elimination at Catalunya Grand Prix, drag race at the Monza Road Course, and the cup at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, PR 86.3 required. So obviously for the older Jesko, you do need some upgrades, but the Jesko Absolut base PR is high enough to get you through this tier, and it's going to be a 3-lap cup. All right, and then tier 3, we got Hunter at Lime Rock Park West Circuit, Speed Snap at Nürburgring Grand Prix Circuit, and the cup at Bugatti Circuit, PR 87.4 required for this 2-lap cup. And yeah, kind of the same scenario as previous tier. And tier 4, we got head-to-head at Suzuka East. It's going to be a quick single lapper. And we had endurance at Porsche Test Track, long on-road circuit. And then the cup is going to be at Mount Panorama, PR 88.3 required. So that's the base PR for the Absolute version of Jesko. So this will be the last tier that the new car can make it past without any upgrades. But that should be enough to win the first 25% completion on this series, because you need to complete 14. You need to win 14 gold trophies to claim the first 25% completion for 10 gold reward. So that means complete first 4, that gets you 12, right? And then 2 more gold trophies in tier 5 get you the 14 necessary. So yeah, the first 25% completion requirement is going to be 88.3 for the 10 gold and 10,000 racing dollar reward. All right, anyway, tier 5, we got autocross at Spa, followed by speed record at Monza Road Course, and then the cup at Silverstone International Circuit, PR 89.1 required for this 3-lap cup. So even for Jesko Absolute, you're going to need some upgrades, right? And by the way, the non-absolute version of Jesko, racing dollar upgrades only gets you up to 88.2. So the previous tier, right, tier 4, if you only own the older version of Jesko, then you're gonna have to put some gold on there. Anyway, that gets us to the first showcase tier, tier 6, featuring Jesko, the non-absolute version, where we get Hunter at Suzuka West and the cup at Laguna Seca. And it's going to be 2-lap cup. So of course, showcase tier never has any PR requirement, but it does require that you own this car. So there's that. And then following tier is, of course, the time trial to accompany. And for Jesko, it's going to take place at Hockenheim National. All right. Moving on to tier 8. We got head-to-head at Bugatti Circuit. It should be a single lapper, and it is. And next, we got speed record at Daytona Motorcycle Course. So that's another single lap event. And the cup for tier 8 takes place at Lime Rock Park Road Course. And that's, of course, the fastest version of Lime Rock. No chicanes, basically. No sharp corners. Right. And the PR requirement is 91.4. And it's going to be quick 4 laps on these cars. So, yeah, PR 91.4. We're still good with racing dollar upgrades only on Jesko Absolut. So let's continue on to next tier, tier 9. We got drag race at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, Hunter at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, followed by Cup at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, PR 92.1 required, which is the what we get with the racing dollar upgrades only. So that is going to be 3-lap Cup at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit. And basically that gets us to the 50% completion tier. So in my case, or for most of you guys, without, I guess if you don't own the other Jesko, then because you cannot complete tier 6 and 7, the time trial, that means you'll have to get past tier 10 to complete the 50% completion, which means your PR requirement is slightly higher. But assuming that you own the other car, both cars featured here, your 50% completion PR requirement is 92.1. So even if you own, obviously, if you own both cars and have minimum upgrades on, let's say no gold upgrades, then Jesko Absolut will get you the 50% completion. All right, anyway, let's continue on. Tier 10, we got elimination at Porsche Test Track on-road circuit, the short version, followed by autocross at Mount Panorama. And the Cup for tier 10 is going to be a circuit of the Catalunya circuit, national circuit, PR requirement 92.9. And as you can see, with the racing dollar upgrades only, I am blocked out. So I'll have to use my maxed out Jesko for this 5-lap Cup. But you don't have to do the Cup in order to claim the 50% completion. Remember that, right? And that reward, of course, is additional 16 gold and 16,000 racing dollars. So that is some 26 gold total available in this bonus series without, going any more than 50%. And moving on to next tier, tier 11. We got head-to-head at Lime Rock Park West Circuit. And just a single lapper, followed by another drag race. It's more drag races than I care to see. Anyway, this one at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, followed by the Cup at Suzuka West, PR 93.7 required for this 5-lap Cup. And let's head on over to tier 12. We got elimination at Spa, Speed Snap at Laguna Seca, and the Cup at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix Circuit, PR 94.6 required for this 5-lap Cup. And that brings us to the other showcase tier, tier 13, featuring Jesko Absolut. All right, for the new car, we got autocross at Silverstone Grand Prix and Cup at Melbourne for the showcase events. And it's going to be a 9-lap Cup at Melbourne in the morning layout, that is. We'll see how bright the Australian morning is in this game. Anyway, an accompanying time trial in tier 14. It's going to take place under the California sun, WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. All right, moving on, tier 15. We got endurance at Dubai International Circuit, Speed Snap at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix Circuit, and the Cup is going to be at Monza Road Course, PR 94.6 required for this 4-lap Cup. So that's, the race is beginning to get a bit lengthier towards the final quarter of this series. And speaking of the final quarter, 75% completion you can claim in tier 16. Basically 39 trophies and both of those time trials, basically everything complete up till this point, then you will be able to claim PR or tier the 75% completion reward of 22 additional gold and 22,000 racing dollars. So for that, you need to get past tier 15, which means PR 94.6 is what's required for 75% completion. And in this tier 16, we got Hunter at Silverstone Grand Prix, followed by head-to-head at Daytona Road Course. Single lap, of course, rolling start. And the Cup for tier 16 is going to take place at Leipzig's Porsche Test Track Long On-Road Circuit. PR requirement is 97 for this 3-lap Cup. And continuing on to next tier, tier 17. All right, so here we got Autocross at Dubai International, Endurance at Catalunya Grand Prix, and Cup at Hockenheim Grand Prix. PR 98.2 required for this 5-lap Cup. And tier 18. All right. So yeah, if you own only one car, I have a feeling you probably need to get past tier 17 to claim the 75% completion reward, which means your PR requirement is going to be a little bit higher without one of the cars, whichever one it may be. But I have a feeling if you're missing one of the cars, then it most likely will be Jesko, not the Absolute version, because Absolute version, as I said, you can win it for free. There's no reason why you should not go for it. Anyway, tier 18, we got Speed Snap at Melbourne, Elimination at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. And the Cup here is at Daytona Road Course, PR 99.4 required for this 5-lap Cup. And as you can see, the non-absolute version of Jesko is still good. And then, of course, that's about the last tier you can complete. Since tier 19, the Cup here requires PR 100.5, which is 0.3 PR point more than the older Koenigsegg Jesko can achieve. So here is the roadblock. All right, anyway, head-to-head at Mount Panorama should be a single lapper, followed by Endurance at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix, followed by the Cup at Dubai National Circuit. Ooh, how many laps is it going to be? Oh, only 6 laps. That's surprising. That's pretty short. But yeah, as you can see, Jesko can't do it. You'll have to rely on Jesko Absolut to get you past that point. And that brings us to the final tier, tier 20. We got speed record at Nürburgring Mühlenbachschleife. It's a quick single lap. And elimination at Le Mans 24-hour circuit. And the final Cup at Spa, PR 101.7 required, and 5 laps, so not the longest, obviously. I mean, in this series, definitely the longest race, but for this car, I feel like we could have had a bit longer race, considering the performance of these cars featured here. Of course, in order to first unlock this race, you have to complete it with Jesko Absolut. And once, by the way, you win gold trophy, complete the Cup, PR requirement is basically canceled. So you can run the same race with the lower PR cars if you want to kind of test out and see how you do with the lower PR car. Anyway, that will do it for this bonus series overview featuring 2 Koenigsegg Jeskos, one plain Jesko and the other Jesko Absolut. So hopefully you got some useful information out of this video, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right. Take care.